meeting. I was hopping around all day.
Brian, when you sit, instead of
Sit and put my leg up.
wait,
You want to sit here? Sure.
you want a cushy chair to sit in?
Well, I want to stick my leg up on that.
All right.
So
All right. No. Oh, that's right ahead.
So it's your right leg.
yeah.
Or just turn the chair like that.
Yeah. That'll work perfect. Blood clot in my calf.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a good few weeks for fun stuff.
That's what I was just thinking. A solo.
Yeah.
Right?
Got a
Big- Oh, good. Municipal Light Board Commission meeting for December 5th, 2018. We're here at 7 o'clock tonight. First order of business is a citizen query, which is open from 7 till 7:10. We are being audio and video recorded and broadcast on Rowley Community Media tonight. So, the citizen query is now open.
Brian Persia, 500 Weathersfield Street. I just wanted to thank Dan and the Light Department for all their support and being around for my solar install this last month. The guys were available, they came out, they did all their inspections, were a fantastic group, even replaced the drop from the street to the house, and yeah, it's great, it's awesome, I like it.
Yeah, it was a short time frame too.
Yeah, got it in, and yeah, it's up and working. So when I'm back on 2 feet, you know, I invite you guys if you want to come out and check out the installation. It's pretty neat, pretty impressive.
Cool.
Sounds good?
Good. Thanks. Thanks again.
Very good. No, I'm going to let you have that mic there.
Oh, thanks.
I'll take this one. I'll share Bob's. There we go. This is all new to me, being standing in on this tonight. So in the meantime, we're going to move on to number 2, review and accept the previous meeting minutes, which I have here in front of me. And I've gone over these before in the copy that was sent out.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes.
I second that motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. There you go.
There we go.
Yep.
Kevin?
Quick and easy. We are moving right along tonight. So we're going to move on to agenda item number 3, which is the Rowley Solar LLC update.
Good evening, everyone. Bonnie Berkowitz, Rowley Solar. The project's moving along a little bit ahead of schedule, even though we had some inclement weather we had to deal with a week ago, and then also some little bit of a local shortage of materials, but we seem to make up for that. So tree work's done, most of site work is wrapping up, and it's a matter of waiting for our materials to come in. So all seems to be going quite nicely. We've been working closely relative to the community solar program as well with Mr. Folding and our partners. So I don't know if anyone has any questions, but we could certainly arrange for time if anyone would like to come and visit the site. We'd just ask to wait until the heavy equipment is gone, and then would be delighted.
Just expand a little bit on the community solar piece, just so we understand. The community solar piece is something that was done in conjunction with the Light Department and you as a developer to offer the townspeople, the customers of Raleigh, a way to be green in a way that's very cost effective for them, because it doesn't cost them anything to participate in the program, and they'll basically get a rebate on their bill every month for the next 20 years, I believe. There will be in the bill this coming next week, there'll be forms and a little pamphlet on the community solar that we will be offering to the customers. So you'll see that in your bill come next week, just so you know. But we're hoping for a good turnout as far as customers go to sign up for the program.
Yes, yes, we are.
It's all about awareness.
It is about awareness, and I think
So,
people are really
Get it out. Get the
interested.
word out. Yeah.
So,
Probably post some social media posts and try to get some.
So is there a
Interesting.
goal you need to meet on this community solar portion? And if you don't meet that goal, what happens with the balance of the production at the facility?
I don't foresee us, I personally don't foresee us having an issue collaboratively in reaching the goal for the solar and subscribers, people to sign up. You know, Barbara and I, you know, our intention from the inception was to offer something to people perhaps either in apartments or condominiums, or those who could not afford to have their own personal residence with a solar installation like Mr. DePerzia has at his home, so that they would be able to still feel as though they're part of something green and renewable and get a little benefit. So we hope that more people will be able to subscribe, although they might be smaller users of power per month. But that's our goal, just from a personal standpoint. It would be very easy for us to target larger users of power, but I believe, and I think I can speak at this time with Barbara, that, you know, our intention is to have the most people have benefit that would ordinarily not be able to afford to deploy capital and have space. So hopefully that we won't have an issue, to answer your question along roundabout. But I don't know, what do you feel, Mr. Folding?
I think it'll be well received.
Yeah.
It will be open to residential and commercial customers right off the bat, and it can be up to 50% of the project can be filled by two of our largest commercial customers if they get on board. So that could be 50% of the project right up front, and then the rest would be filled by residential, small commercial customers.
Okay.
You defined any criteria on like number of shares per household, or is it based on like the amount of people that sign up?
It's going to be based on the amount of people that sign up. We're not going to limit anybody to shares at this time. We're going to roll out the program. Hopefully, we get enough customers where we're going to actually say, all right, you're only limited to a certain amount, because we have basically full enrollment. So we have defined the actual credit amount. I just don't have that formula with me tonight, so we can. We have agreed to a formula amount that we'll forward to DOER, so people will get their credit on the bill.
That makes sense.
So my understanding is that, the enrollment will take place with a mailer inside of our bills for the coming month. Is there any other way that it's going to be advertised? I know Brian mentioned, social media. Will there be a page on Raleigh Community Media that shows up an advertisement, or is there anything else in the works right now?
I didn't put anything else in the works right now, but there definitely could be. I can work with the developer, and we can actually, the nice little, that's not a pamphlet, it's just a one-page, basically advertisement explaining the program. Could definitely be a something that shows up or scrolls through community media, and we could put it on our Facebook page. We do have a Facebook page. It's very young.
Just briefly, Dan, just explain a little bit of the program so people just tuning in. They would buy in, or not buy in, they would sign up in the beginning of the first year and not, as I understand it, receive anything to the second year?
No, at this time, if they sign up, as soon as the project is up and running, they'll start receiving credits.
Okay.
And there is no cost for participation in the program. The original program was a little bit cumbersome when we designed it. So in looking at it further and talking to other managers who have community solar, there's been a number of different advances in that, so that we were able to very streamline the process and streamline the formula so it's a lot less cumbersome on the staff, and it still gives the customers a good benefit every month on their bill, or a good rebate.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you very much. And it's my understanding that a customer will remain in the program as long as they wish to remain in the program, so that they won't have to resubscribe every few months. They'll still be a participant.
Yeah, and they can move anywhere in the town, and the enrollment will follow them wherever they go.
Very good. Thanks so much. It is 7:11, so the citizens' query is now over. So I can mark that off. Next up is the net metering policy discussion. All right, so unfortunately, this was kind of, Mr. Hasselbeck was here at the last meeting. He, requested we have a discussion on the RMLP net metering policy. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's here tonight. I don't know, Brian, if maybe you have some questions that maybe you want to ask. I know we did go over this a couple of meetings ago, but, we're willing to talk about it again and, maybe restate our positions, or maybe our positions have even changed. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of some of the follow-up would be, if Dan, if you had opportunities to do some of the other local MLP market research to see how some of the other departments are handling net metering and how it compares with the IOUs, and then how we compare as a from state to national level to that sort of deal with with how we could potentially structure a net metering system from where it is now.
It's very difficult, only because, and I haven't done any type of national research. I've done mostly within the state of Massachusetts, in talking to different people, that it's basically all over the place. You go one town, the only thing that's consistent is if you're an IOU customer, a National Grid, Eversource, or anything, it's full retail credit.
Yeah.
But as far as municipals go, it's all over the map as far as what they offer and how they determine what the credit amount's going to be. So like I said, there's a few of them that are the same as us, the way they figure their credit amount out, but there are some that are higher, there are some that are pretty much the same.
I think, in fact, there's even one that doesn't offer any credit for solar. So,
Some,
to
yeah.
Dan's point, it really is all over the place. There is no homogeneous solution here in the state.
It's more left to local policy and local control with the Board of Commissioners to determine the policy for net metering. So
Sure.
when it was first put out, that was the policy that was adopted. So it would be up to the board really to look at it and say, we want to change it. We want to change any wording in it or any monetary decision would be done by the board. So
How do you feel Rowley rates in comparison to some of the other ones?
I think
Average, middle, or?
I think we're probably on the lower side of the middle, only because there's only a couple that offer less than us, but we are in the majority of people that offer the same, which is average LMP for that billing month, and a lot of those customers seem to offer the same. So I would say we're on the lower side of the middle.
Okay. Any thoughts on?
Again,
Yeah.
I'm going to refer to the board because it is a policy decision by the board, so it'd be up to them to decide whether, if they want to adjust that credit amount.
To me, at this time, I'm not comfortable changing it from where it is at average MLLMP. Like Dan said, there are several of us out there that do offer average LMP. And unfortunately, I'm going to draw a comparison to some of the solar projects into this, in that some of the solar PPAs that are out there are getting around 7 cents per kilowatt hour. I don't think it's fair to pay a retail customer, over twice that amount. I think the rate right now in Raleigh is about 17 cents per kilowatt hour. If we were to offer full net metering, we would be offering, again, double what we're offering a utility-grade solar facility. I don't think that's fair. But there are different methodologies into looking into how to, create a net metering policy. You can look at, what was one of them? The cost difference or the cost savings. So you add that add that to the price of the energy you could buy on the market. So, what is it called? It's your avoided costs.
Yes.
So you could avoid, you add that to
You're
the
avoiding
energy cost.
distribution, avoided, yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different methodologies we could get into looking at it. I just don't think this is the right time to be doing that, especially with some of the issues that are facing the board right now, bringing on a new general manager, with the solar facility coming on. Is it something we can look at in the future? Absolutely. Right now, I just don't think it's a very good idea. But again, you're always open to talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's depending on how you can structure it, potentially you could get more adoption in town for having, obviously a more attractive net metering policy. One of the ones that's interesting is Peabody's. They do a rollover of the kilowatt every month, and at the end of the year, whatever you have, if you have any left at the end of the year, they credit you back at, I think it's the LMP. But they roll over all your kilowatts. So it's kind of essentially giving you retail per month, but at the end of the year, if you've got anything remaining, then, they don't do it in dollars, they do it in kilowatts as a credit, so. But then, and then you've got Ipswich, that's a straight 10 cents retail, so like I said, it's all over the board. But,
Yeah, it is.
The potential to structure things in the future, maybe that could help spur adoption too in town.
Well, one of the other things that, that I read that, that's out there right now is some of the states are actually getting rid of the net metering policies. Do I think we would ever do that? No. But, that's also out there. So there's
Sure,
differences in philosophies out there. I do think there's a happy medium, and I think we're going to find that happy medium at some point, just not at this time.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah.
One of the interesting models is Green Mountain Power. Uses batteries, and they provide, it's an interesting way for a utility to generate revenue. They offer to its ratepayers a battery backup right in their home for, I think currently it's $15 per month. So what that enables them to do is, they shave off the peak power, and they are able to tap into residents' batteries without having, it's interesting, yet the residents have a level of comfort in paying that $15 per month because in the event of a power outage, they have some backup power available to them. So it's interesting to kind of study some other options that are out there.
It's like a distributed storage.
It is distributed
Exactly
storage,
what it is.
precisely.
Yeah, green power is pretty innovative. Yeah, it's a good point to bring up.
And I mean,
So,
even EVs that Mr.
Yeah.
Folding has really been sort of spearheading for Rowley, those batteries essentially can actually offer the same type of option to our municipal. That's why it's worth thinking that you want to almost encourage people, if possible, to actually plug in their EVs at peak times of power need, so that it's just a different model. But that's really when you want them to plug in, not when it's not peak. You want them to plug in at peak so that you're able to actually distribute it battery.
Right. Well, you want them to plug in at peak so you can drain the battery,
Precisely.
not charge
Right.
the
Yep.
battery.
Yep.
Just so everybody's
push and
clear.
pull.
I
Push and pull,
follow,
yeah, right.
That's right, yeah.
So, okay.
Optimize the
Anyway.
storage on the grid. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How long is the battery storage for an individual home?
36 hours
36
is a
hours.
minimum if it's 50% charged. So I think it's a great model, especially in a community that,
Yeah, usually, well, that makes sense, especially with some of the outages we had, they were just about 24 hours, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so,
It's a nice little setup, and there's a lot of, now with the additional solar, community solar array that will be up, Raleigh will have some further
Mhm.
grant monies available to explore, even just to explore and be able to present different reports to the board, you know, of different options, and not have to actually expend the money to look into those.
I think we got a lot on our plate right now, you know, especially the next couple of months, and net metering really is down the road a bit.
And it is evolving,
And yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
we got to kick that can down the road. That's just the way it is.
Very good. Anything else? If not, we'll move on to number 5, operation and maintenance budget review. Thank you.
Anybody in the audience want a copy? Thanks, Sarah.
Move his leg. Thank you.
So this is, what you're looking at is as of the end of October. I'll let you get a few minutes to look at it when we talk about it. So, as you can see, the first page is the number that jumps out at you the most is the loss at this current time. The power supply expenses have been rather costly this year. They're already over budget by about $254,000 for the year. And that's due to increase in cost and transmission cost and forward capacity market cost. Those are unavoidable costs that we can't hedge, we can't, I mean, it's just a cost we have to bear. And it's basically a pass-through cost down to the residents. So, the rate has been adjusted for the last 2 months up a penny. So the PPAC will go up a penny for the November billing and the December billing to try and recoup some of the $236,000.
How much will we recoup on 1 penny?
In November and December, we may be close to breaking even.
Okay.
We may be negative, but it's probably be close, depending on how expenses are and the weather. Basically, it's the weather driven. If it's really cold, then we'll probably make out okay. But if it's fairly mild, in 40s and 50s, then probably not. So anything else? The only other thing that really jumps out at me is the outside services employed is over budget by a large amount, and that is due to studies that we've done, capacitor studies. We hired a outside firm to do a capacity study for us. We've also expended a lot of lawyers' fees on fighting ISO rules, regulations. We've had a number of different issues that we've been fighting at FERC with our Washington lawyer that have cost us a good amount of money. We may recoup that money at some point when these issues are settled at FERC, but we don't know when that may be. Hopefully soon. The revenue is right on track. There's even one that's above the budget for the year, and this still has 2 months left, and that's the small commercial sales medium. That is above the budgeted amount. Everything else is on track to finish just about where it should be.
Very good. I know you're not the only one who got hit by the increased power costs this year. So, any other questions?
No?
And just so you know, I'll have the budget, next year's budget in the January meeting, so we'll be voting on the budget in that meeting.
Very good. All right, we're going to move along to our last agenda item for the evening, which is the Rowley EV program update.
So, just so you know, your December bill will be large. It'll be stuffed with a lot of different, things.
Sure you go. Sure you put that post, yeah, I got it.
So this is a media. Actually, this won't be in the bill in December, will it?
No.
No, because we had already too much stuff to go in the bill, so this didn't fit. So, but this is on our Facebook page. I plan to put this on the Raleigh Community Media channel as soon as I talk to the board about it, just to let you know what was going on. This is basically our press release for our Raleigh EV program. If you look at this, the website is up and running right now. If you go out to the website, it's very nicely designed. It's easy to use. There's a lot of information out there. You can actually get the forms to sign up. So it's taking off. As far as customers go, it's very new. It's just started this week. So I mean, we haven't had any customers sign up yet. I anticipate we're going to have customers signing up though.
Well, the fluctuation in the gas prices right now exists because it's going to really dampen the EV program. You know, anybody are thinking about going into buying a electric vehicle right now, they're kind of like hedging because of the, you know, everybody kind of thought gas with gasoline at this time would be around $3 a gallon, and what is it, $2.37? Some places I've seen $2.37, $2.47, something like that. So.
But the main driver of this program is to educate customers because when you look at what an EV costs you to charge and what a gallon of gas, the equivalent price of a gallon of gas would have to be $1.50. So you're still saving $1. I mean, maybe $1.20 a gallon if it's $2.30. So if you and that's the reason for this website and for the program is to educate customers that it does save you money going to an EV.
It's the convenience. You don't have to go, you know, take the car down and fill it up. You know, you've already done it overnight.
Yeah. And also, I mean, gas prices may be fluctuating now, but that could change in another month. You know, we have a cold snap, the prices could go way up. So the price of electricity is fairly stable compared to the price of gas.
Agreed.
Refresh my memory, is this open to hybrid vehicles too, or is it strictly EVs?
No, hybrids and full EVs.
The plug-in.
What's that?
The plug-in.
The plug-in hybrid, yeah.
I don't know how many vehicles, are you familiar with, Brian, that are hybrids that are plug-ins? Do you know?
Oh, there's more, I think there's more plug-in hybrids than there are full battery electric.
Okay.
It may vary in range from 11 miles to 55 miles for what you get on the battery plug-in on it.
Right.
So just the gas, or some sort of hybrid system. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's minivan now, you got the Chrysler Pacifica.
Yeah.
Gets 33 electric range.
Yeah.
Then goes to hybrid, you got several SUVs,
Okay.
small cars. There's a lot out there, yeah. Year and a half from now, maybe it'll be a cheaper Tesla. Getting there.
I don't know about that. Cheaper Tesla, I don't know. How that goes together,
Yeah.
but maybe,
Comparing.
maybe,
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. No, good. I'm glad to see it's, out in the paper and getting ready to launch.
Yep, so I'll contact the town comment, and it'll be in that paper. I don't want to distribute it too far, because this is basically for Raleigh residents, so I'll
Right.
stick to the very local, and it'll be on Raleigh Community Media when I get in touch with them. I haven't got in touch with them yet, but I will.
Good deal.
And you said it's on, you're gonna post it, or you did to the Lake Word Department Facebook page?
Yeah, it'll be on the Light Department Facebook page. I'll work with the town to get it on the town website, and it'll be on our website.
Okay, great, nice. Nice
Very
work.
good.
Thanks.
Thank you. And that's going to wrap it up for us tonight.
I'll give you a motion, Mr. Chairman de facto, to adjourn.
I will second that motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.